Zeroing in on your money tonight. New developments in the prescription drug industry could mean cheaper prices on some drugs at your neighborhood pharmacy. Joining us right now to talk about these changes and what they mean for you is Mike Kelzer, I should say, pharmacist and owner of K Pharmacy in Grand Rapids. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Tonight. So tell us a little bit about what this has to do with the patent on dozens of drugs, really.
Yeah, dozens of drugs just happen to be coming off the market now.
Okay.
A drug gets about 20 years from the time they start research. That means about 10 years of research and 10 years on the market. Just so happens a lot of them are going to be running off patent soon here.
Okay, so several, ones that we'll recognize.
Yeah, about, I think they said 15% of people will be affected by this in the next few years, drugs that they'll be using.
Which one are we talking about?
Big ones, Lipitor, Plavix, Seroquel, Enbrel.
We have that list on the screen right now.
Yes, a lot of big ones that we see in the pharmacy.
15%, that's a lot of the population.
It's a lot of the population affected.
Sure. When will these generic versions start to show up, do you think? If this patents, if they go off the patent, then when will we start to see the generics?
This happens all the time in pharmacy, and so now there's more coming out. It happens every few months. Lipitor will be this fall, Plavix will be coming out, so they just kind of trickle into the market as their patents expire. It's not any big shift at once. It's just a continuing trickle that we see always in pharmacy. It just happens that now they're more popular.
So is there any advantage then to people that are considering, okay, now this drug I've been taking is now going to be a generic? Is there any difference in sticking with the brand name?
There's no reason to stick with the brand name on these medicines. There's very few medicines that are very particular in dosing, some for the heart rhythm or for seizures, things like that, where you don't want to be switching back and forth between different drugs. These medicines, no difference. It's a great value and a great thing for the consumer.
Speaking of value, how much do you think people can see as far as the difference in price is concerned going from the name brand to a generic?
You can imagine it would start off without too much of a dip, but as more companies start making it, more competition sets in, that's when the prices really start to drop. And sometimes they can be big. They can go from hundreds of dollars down to $10 and $20.
Really?
And it makes a difference in copays too, because a lot of people aren't paying cash nowadays, but with the copays, the brand name copays are going to drop from brand name down to a generic copay, making a big difference for people.
Okay, so people just need to watch and see, I guess, or check with their pharmacist to find out when their drug might be going to a generic.
Typically it's going to happen automatically because there's so much pressure on the pharmacies from the insurance companies to make it happen. So just don't be surprised when it does happen.
I see. Okay, Mike Kelzer, thank you so much from K Pharmacy in Grand Rapids. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.